Raw stories of rising through hardships, raw truths around life and parenting. What does the universe have in store for us? Self care to your core. We shine best in our authenticity. Welcome to Rise and Shine with the Mama Jack. Hi, everybody, and finally, welcome to Rise and Shine with the Mama Jack. This is season 3. Same podcast, a little different spin, because this season I'm adding in tons more authenticity, tons more of me. I sprinkled it in before, but it wasn't quite to where I wanted it to be. So let's start off with what rise and shine means. A lot of people hear rise and shine and they think I'm sipping my coffee or let's get out of bed. So yes, that's true, but we're taking it a little deeper here. Rise. We always have our lessons that we're learning, right? In life, they could be tiny lessons. They could be huge lessons, but we want to rise from them. We want to learn from them, right? So I had my parenting podcast before, and you heard a lot of people rising through what they were going through. We're still going to continue that, but we're also going to start to dive into life lessons, a little bit more than parenting, and just into you. We're not just going to cover this happened and here is somebody that's by your side. That is amazing, right? It's always amazing to feel heard and to feel like somebody else has been through it. And I pride myself on that. That's exactly why I started the Mama Jack 2 seasons ago, was because I felt so alone in my postpartum depression. And I never wanted anybody to feel like that again. I never wanted any of my listeners to ever feel like they felt alone or that they felt ashamed to speak out to anybody. I wanted to be a safe place for people. I had people messaging me through a lot of different episodes, and my guests have been brilliant. And that is going to stay the same. We're keeping parenting. I just want all of you to know this will be about parenting, but I am also a spiritual mama. So I had to embrace that authenticity inside of me and start bringing that in a little more. In this space, you're going to start to hear more about the healing techniques that have helped me and others. More, they'd be considered in the spiritual side of things, but they really don't have to be looked at that way. It's funny, I was seeing my psychologist, and this was even before my huge awakening, okay? And she was kind of having me do a lot of the spiritual things as, I was healing through my postpartum depression, my, PTSD from having a mental breakdown. There's a lot of stuff that trickles off of that. And I just want to start sharing with you some techniques that I've done and that have been helping me. And healing is a lifelong process. We might be up here for a long time and then we might dip down and then we're up here. But I promise you, when you're actively healing and when you're actively doing things for self-care, I'm talking about journaling, I'm talking about meditation, working out, whatever fills your cup, whatever overflows your cup. The idea is not to just fill your cup. The idea is to fill it so high that you can overflow into others. So you're never having to worry about emptying that cup. You're filling your cup as you're going through life, through gratitude, through self-care, as I was talking about before, whatever self-care means to you. Self-care mentally is a lot different than self-care physically. I think they go hand in hand because, for instance, my good friend Paula paid to get my nails done. We went to this empowering podcast conference and she's like, girl, I'm getting my nails done. I'll get you. And it feels good. I'm not going to lie. It feels good. What also feels good is when I'm feeling so low and I break out my journal and I'm all, there's something about like pen on paper or even taking your phone out and a voice note. If you can't do that, typing it out. Going back to reflect on that later. If there's anything I've noticed through my healing process, it's that things will come and they will be triggering again. again, like I said, healing is forever, right? But it's never quite as bad. It's never quite as bad. Once you dig as deep as you can dig into that issue, it is never quite as bad. And I want to start sharing these techniques with you in depth, along with the parenting stuff, along with stuff that's happening in my life, stuff that's happening in friends' lives, guests' lives, that we can just add this little bit of greatness to your life as well. So going back to the name, Rise and Shine, I think I described the rise and then I got too excited and forgot the shine. So the rise, we rise from these things, right? And then we shine, we share with others, we help. That is what we're meant to do, right? We help. It doesn't even have to be like this long story, like, oh, I went through that and this and that and that. If you're an introvert, I get it. Like, you don't want to share your stuff all the time. I understand that completely. I mean, I talk about everything, but I understand not wanting to share everything with everyone. But even just a smile to somebody walking down the street, holding the door, walking past somebody, good morning, that can change somebody's whole day. And it's going to be these little tiny bits that we start to add. There will be episodes on stuff too. I want to talk about something called Dark Night of the Soul. That's pretty much you go through a couple of these maybe in your lifetime, life-changing dark experiences. I've already been through a couple. First one, I didn't even know was one. Second one blasted me into my spirituality. And the next episode is going to be what finally got me through. Because before I was pulled into my spirituality, there were hints of it in there. It was trying to get in. And it was almost like my mental breakdown was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was like, no, you don't have a choice anymore. You're coming with us and you're meant to be here for a reason. And now that you've gone through this, you're ready to start the lessons we have for you so you can help others in return. So really all this is about is getting a little deeper into everything we're talking about and helping a little more, that little bit more, getting you started on a healing process. I am not a psychologist. I am not a psychiatrist. I know from experience. My co-host and guests are going to know from their experiences, and I hope you can learn something from them. So yes, rise. We rise from our lessons. We rise from issues. We rise from bad times, and we shine afterwards. We walk in our glory that we made it. We were strong enough to do that. We went through it and got to the other side. Now, I'm recording this today on July 5th and putting it out on July 5th. Why? Because it's the new moon. And if you know anything about astrology, new moons in general, right? We're going to go into more specifics with my friend Luminous, who I will add her into this in a little bit. But new moons in general, new beginnings. We want to wipe that slate clean. We want to shed all of the stuff that is weighing us down. Write it out in a journal. Burn it. Get rid of it. Whatever you have to do, just think about it and imagine it letting go. Imagine it leaving your mind. It's not weighing you down anymore. You're lifted up. And then you want this new beginning to yourself. Now, I've started in my new beginning for quite some time now. I've noticed a shift. And after going to the podcasting event I went to, there was a huge shift. Like, I couldn't deny it. It was a couple days of me kind of spiraling because I didn't understand what was happening. And then boom, it was right in front of me. I knew exactly what I had to do. I knew exactly where I needed to be. I knew I had to keep moving forward with this. This is part of my life's purpose, is being here for you. I have a Patreon. I have a Discord. If you join the Patreon, I'm going to start putting probably collective reads in there, little more tidbits on the show, books that I like to read. And then the Discord is kind of a space where we post meditations, we post information about all of this stuff. So it is in my Patreon, and I will link that to here so you can start to see that. It doesn't have anything on it yet. I'm building on it, right? So it's new. So if there's nothing there when you check it out right now, I promise you, check back within the next episode and I'm going to start it. So there's been a lot to do. So I'm trying to handle everything. But yes, new moon, new blessings. I want you to be all about it. You're already there. That's what you're thinking. It's not something you want, you have it. How would you act if you had that thing you wanted? Be grateful. Have gratitude for everything in your life. You woke up this morning. I bet you ate. I bet you have a place to sleep. I bet you have, a place to go to the bathroom. All things to be grateful for, right? Even the smallest things can just start to elevate your frequency inside of your body, and each day will get so much better. So I am so excited to bring you on this new journey of mine. It's still going to look very similar, but there's going to be more added pieces of me in here. So you're going to see more episodes that are based on spirituality. Parenting is still going to be there. Maybe even some parenting that has no spirituality connected to it at all, because I'm not a pusher. I think anything is beautiful. Anything you believe is beautiful to me, right? If it's making you a better person and better in your community, I'm down for it. That's all I need, right? Even if it's you, just simply you. So I'm going to end this with playing my dear love, Luminous, her message for this actual new moon and what it means. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for listening to this first episode. And I can't wait. Next week is going to be about when everything kind of started to pop for me. I mentioned it a little bit back in my story of the mom's retreat. And Nicole Hennessy, by the way, I'll tag her in this. There's another one in November. I'd love to see you there. I don't think it's just moms anymore. I believe it's open to all women, but it'll say on her website that I'll post. So you'll be able to see if it's moms or not. Normally, even last year, it was open to all women. And I think most people were moms, but you'll find a nice mix. Even if you're not a mother, there's going to be somebody there that you will connect to. I promise you. It's always such an amazing group. And it was kind of two completely different groups when I went the first year and the second year, and it was just as beautiful both times. So without further delay, here is my angel Luminous giving us the update for the new moon.
Happy new moon in Cancer Collective. I bet you're feeling it. We are all very highly sensitive today. And this new moon is going to unlock a lot of feelings. Take the time to recognize what is surfacing. Do not suppress your feelings today or within this Sirius gateway portal, as this high frequency of universal consciousness, as well as source energy, is empowering us, encompassing us to recognizing right now what are our intentions, what are our needs, and what develops that essence of our security. We are at a very high vibrational state as this alignment comes with the sun, moon, and the Sirius gateway. Sirius is the dog star constellation, and it comes to the spiritual sun in our solar system. Well, actually, it's from a different solar system, but from the same Milky Way galaxy. And it's going to give us this essence of recharging our bodies and souls. It brings forth higher frequencies and connections to the divine, as we will be receiving a lot of guidance today. And this gateway will last until July 11th. We have the 7-7 portal, unlocking so much opportunity, abundance, prosperity, good luck, with wisdom through our introspection. And this is also a time of integration, awakening, with many intuitive moments that are going to bring forth a lot of enlightenment.
To hear the rest of Luminous's message, please go to her link in my show notes. Love that, angel. Again, I will post her info in the show notes. I will post Nicole Hennessy's info in the show notes. So you have that information about the retreat, about Luminous. Luminous is incredible. She's so smart. It's like, she's my astrologer, dude. Like, she's just, you'll find a lot in this season and seasons to come with Rise and Shine that I am kind of a baby on this path, right? I have definitely been like flown in pretty quick. I do energy readings and sometimes relatives will pop up. So, I'll be doing an energy reading and I'll feel like an aunt presence and I'll start to talk about them and maybe images will pop up in my head or then, a grandma presence or a mother like presence. It's stuff like that. So I've definitely fast forwarded a lot quicker than some will, but like we're all still equal in this game, right? Game. It's not a game. This is our life. This is our human experience. And we are all equal no matter what. That's why the people that have been practicing a little bit want to help the people that are just realizing, wow, this is a part of my life. And that's why it's so important for me to not only speak on what I know, but bring in experts on what I don't. So you'll be seeing a lot of that back and forth. Again, thank you so much for listening to this first episode. And I can't wait for you to hear about my journey next week. I love you all so much. Happy New Moon. Thank you for listening to another episode of Rise and Shine with the Mama Jack, where we deep dive into the real, raw, truthful world of parenthood, mental health, wellness, and spirituality. Remember, my loves, it's okay to take a moment for yourself, to breathe, to laugh, and embrace the beautiful messiness of life. Let's keep rising out of our shadows, shining our light, nurturing our souls, and spread love like confetti. Until next time, stay shamelessly authentic. Love, the Mama Jack. For more info and socials, go to shamelesslyauthenticproductions.com.